OK, now we've got a really special guest on. It's been common in football for all of our lifetimes, but exactly how did penalties come to be a thing in football?
That's right. Well, Robert McCrum, who's with us, is here to tell us about the story of his great-grandfather inventing the penalty kick, which he's written a book about. Robert, thank you so much for coming in and this amazing story.
And it goes back to the end of the Victorian times. It's 100 years old. It's a long time ago. And my great-grandfather, who you've kindly mentioned, called William McCrum, was Irish.
Right.
He was an Ulster Protestant. He lived in Armagh, just north of Dublin, and he was a goalkeeper. And he invented it because in those days, the game, unlike the game we're watching now, was pretty rough.
Yes.
And as a goalie, he was always being beaten up in the goal. And he said, enough of this, we've got to stop it. And he decided to invent this sanction, penalty kick, to stop foul play.
Fancy. And all of the famous moments that have followed.
I do find it interesting that it was a goalkeeper, because actually penalties, they do really favour the attacker, really.
No, but they put the goalkeeper centre stage, and I think he was a gigantic egotist. He wanted to be centre of the action.
Yeah.
Although the odds are very bad against him.
Yeah, but we've seen goalkeepers become heroes in penalty shootouts, haven't we? How many times Jordan Pickford was at it again on Saturday against Newcastle for England and so on. And he's saying he was an Irishman. Pat Bonner in 1990 saving the penalties against Romania to see Jack Charlton's Ireland through. So many big penalty shootouts. I mean, was it controversial at the time?
It was very controversial. And because he was Irish, and he was 25 years old, and he went to the FA in England, which was run by toffs, by the posh people.
Yes.
And they obviously despised him, and they referred to his proposal, they said it was the Irishman's motion. And they rejected it initially on the grounds that in a game played by gentlemen, there could be no foul play.
And actually, you mentioned the shootout.
Yeah.
Penalty shootouts came a bit later, didn't they?
So the penalty kick, and actually the penalty kick you see now, the box, all of that, hasn't changed in 100 and something years.
Wow.
And it's gone on and on and on. But it was just part of the game. And then along came the shootout in 1970 as a way of solving the problem of the replay. And it's the shootout, Bella, isn't it? It's the shootout which has really made it the thing that we get so excited about.
Definitely. We were just talking about how we love the drama of a shootout.
Yeah, and interesting.
It's your team.
Well, yeah, and interesting you said that in your research you found out that penalty shootouts are enjoyed more by females.
Well, I've certainly found that women, they love the shootout because it's a moment of drama. It's single combat. It's a moment of drama. Also, they know the game is nearly over.
Yes, yeah. Well, I can put my wife in that category where she doesn't watch, she's not interested. If I say, it's got a penalty, she's like, all right, sits down, she enjoys that bit. So I can associate with that.
And it's a mini drama, and it's fantastic. But going back to the beginning and the controversy at the beginning, where the Irishness was against it, eventually got taken on. But the enthusiasts for the game, the really great footballers, always despised it. And so when the shootout came along, there was a sense in the England camp, well, this is not for us. And so they never practiced.
Oh, well, doesn't that tell us a lot?
And for 20 years, you know the story.
Yeah.
And then along comes Gareth Southgate, and then things all changed. But a man who lost a penalty kick. But it's the Irishness of the kick kind of still with us. Obviously.
Yes, fancy.
And Robert, do you know why it looks how it does, 12 yards out?
We don't know. I mean, my great-grandfather, William McCrum, he designed it. In those days, the goal was quite a new thing. But the box, he created the box, and that's been there ever since. It hasn't changed.
Incredible.
I've got to ask you about this. We've shown this incredible thing, the 2 penalties in the Bundesliga 2 this week.
So I heard about this.
Yeah.
What would your great-grandfather have made of this? We're going to see it now. So this was the first one. The defender picks it up, penalty given. I mean, it's not exactly foul play on the goalkeeper.
No, it's not. He'd have said it's a very badly organised game, I think.
The same thing happened down the other end. I don't think it's ironic we've got you on today because I don't think this has ever happened before because they go down the other end and the player's fouled, but there were no whistle from the referee. The defender this time picks it up the other end and it's another penalty, first time ever. So we've got you as a guest. And a once-in-a-lifetime penalty situation in Germany.
Yeah, extraordinary. Well, there you are. But I don't think it's much to do with the kick. It's just the thrill of football is a thrilling game, isn't it? Always without.
Tell us about the book. What's the book called? Where do we get it?
It's called The Penalty Kick.
Yeah.
It's out now.
Great.
And it's about William McCrum. It's about my great-grandfather, who was a mystery figure. He was the heir to a linen fortune in Armagh. He was an amateur goalkeeper, not a very good one. He let a lot of goals in, and he died a pauper. You know, the business went back. He put all his energies into the game.
Brilliant.
He lost all the money, and so now, if he could see me now talking about his invention, he would be thrilled.
He'd be immensely proud. It's a brilliant story. We've been beaten by the clock, but I think we've covered everything. Thank you so much for coming in.
Much.
Good luck with the book.
Thank you very much.
I look forward to reading it. Absolutely sensational.